Hey guys, so one of the main reasons I wanted to start this channel is to help parents of children with low vision. So I thought I would talk a little bit about my childhood and what things were kind of like and how I feel like that impacted me in my life and what my mom did, and then answer any questions that anyone might have. So as you know, I was born with my low vision. I got my first pair of glasses when I was 2, when, my mom noticed that there was something wrong. And at first, when she took me to the eye doctor, he told her, she was saying that I was sitting too close to the TV, and he told her that it was normal to just pull me back. Because he was, yeah. So, school, I don't really remember a difference, like feeling different or anything special until I was in 3rd grade. And I believe that's when they got me like a visual assistance lady. I don't even know what she was. She just came to school and she helped me to, start working. This is when computers were first coming out, like very basic computers, huge, stupid ones. And she got me a CCTV. And if you don't know what that is, it's like a TV screen with like a tray under it, and you would put a piece of paper under like the monitor, and it would magnify it onto the TV, so you could read that way, or you could write into small spaces. I loved that thing. I would put all sorts of stuff under there. I used to put the cat under there, so if you could see like a flea, you could put your hand under there and like look at the individual like lines of like the skin cells. It was really cool. I loved that thing. But that was the first time when like I feel like any attention was being paid to me because of my sight. And then probably 5th grade stands out is when they started getting me large print books. I remember there was like a special place in the library that had books I could choose from that all had large print. Which, I mean, there was like 10 books, so my resources were kind of limited, but it was something. But like my textbooks were like 20 volumes. They would like blow them up into these huge things that were like just, you couldn't fit them in a backpack. There's no way. I had to leave all my books at school. My what are they called, dictionaries, were the whole back counter of the classroom were my dictionaries. And that's when I first started being like when I first started feeling self-conscious, because then other children were like, well, why is your book like that? Like, but that's kind of weird. Like, I just started to notice things at that age. So by the time I was in 6th grade, I decided that I wanted contacts. And I started to take my glasses off during recess. I guess it's when, I mean, it's probably puberty was setting in, and that's when I realized that I looked ugly. To be honest, like, until then I didn't really put the two things together. And so I got my contacts at 11. And then the rest of my schooling, except for the fact that that lady probably came. You're so rude.
Put a sign on the fucking door.
Put a sign on the door.
How the hell am I supposed to know? Put a sock on the door.
Or a tie.
There. Now I know what the hell's going on.
Anyways, okay. Now I don't remember what I was saying. Okay, so from like 3rd grade to probably the end of 7th grade, that same lady would come and randomly and help me with things, and she's the one who set me up with a program to help me type. I also had books on tape, but which, I mean, was cool because it's very uncomfortable for me to read because I have to get the book. I don't think I have, oh wait, yes I do. because I have to get the book like to here. I don't even know if you can see, but like I have to hold it right here to be able to read it. So, and especially if it's a thick book, that can be really uncomfortable. So then you do it laying down. It's just, no. And that's why today I use Audible. Thank you, Jesus, for Audible. But yeah, so a lot of the things that I experienced as a child, like in school, I'm sure are quite different now because now we have tablets and audiobooks, and I think you could blend in a lot better nowadays, which I wish I would have had, but it is what it is. Uh, after high school, after middle school, I pretty much stopped asking for things in large print because I didn't like the stigma. I didn't want to stand out. So I had to get my face that close to the books, or, you know, I would have close friends that, you know, would sit by me and they would tell me what was on the board or stuff like that. I pretty much just skated through. Same thing with college. I did all of that without asking for help or doing anything special. I just made do. And a lot of things I could get away with, like lectures, I could just record and re-listen to them. And basically you just had to, with low vision, you just have to have a very good memory, because whenever somebody's writing something on a board, you can't like copy it. You have to just hear what they're saying and remember what they're saying and write it down. I've done that all my life. So I think that, you know, having low vision does help you have a good memory. You also have to I memorize everything. Like where buttons are and things like on my laptop right now. Like I just know, like I'm just going to show you, because in the last video I was reading off of this, and I just want to show you, like, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it actually because of the glare. Maybe not. I don't know if you can see it, but like the print is huge. But the little like file, whatever it says, let me see. Sometimes if I have to, I'll get it up like this. Like file, home, insert, layout, all of that. I just memorize where it's at, or I pull it up here, because all I'll see is just like the size of the word. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, like, yeah, my font is just really big when I type it out. That way I don't have to hold it to my face. Another advantage of, you cannot do that with a large 80s computer. So anyways, yeah, so basically, like, my childhood was a lot of me trying to fit in and hide my vision, and a lot of discomfort from my heavy glasses. I wouldn't say I was bullied because of my vision, but people weren't nice. You know, people, the whole calling people four eyes, that only happened to me a few times, but it was horrible when it did. Like, that makes me cringe if I hear people say that. Like, you know, that's something somebody can't help. It's just really, that gets me, like, out of anything. So yeah, I mean, people did make fun a little bit, you know, and that probably helped me to notice that something was different about me, you know. But my mom, raising me, she never treated me like I needed help. She always was just, she treated me like normal. She never, we didn't never even talked about my vision, really. Ever. Like if something was going on, or I remember her, you know, like talking to me about my glasses when they were cutting my ear, and like trying to get me things that would help and be more comfortable. Like, we dealt with things, but it was never an issue that she was like, oh well, Shauna, you can't do this, because it's always something like, you're going to do this in spite of, you know. She just really, I thank her for that, because it made me a very strong person. I'm very strong-willed and I'm very opinionated, and you know, I've been called intimidating sometimes, but I think that that's just coming from a place of confidence, because I had to fight so hard to get where I am, you know, because I didn't use anything to help me. I did the same work somebody else did, but I had to work twice as hard to do it. So yeah, I think that's a good thing, and that does make me more of a confident adult, which, you know, I think is just amazing. Thank you to my mom. You know, a good example, my mom still does this to this day. So I was going with some friends to a shooting range, which I've never touched a gun as I'm scared of them. And, you know, we had to like shoot at a target. And I thought, Mom, I can't do this. Like, what if I can't see it? And then it's awkward because what am I going to do? I'm just going to stop in the middle and get so far and then just be like, oh, wait, no, never mind, I can't see. Like, it was scaring me so bad. And she's like, you'll compensate. That's all she said. You'll compensate. And she was right. I did. I was able to, because it was, the contrast was high. It was a white and black target or a green and white target, and I just could aim for the color. And, you know, that's the kind of thing she always did. Like, no matter how much I was scared of something and didn't think I could do something, she was always there going, yes, you can. She like she never enabled me to get out of anything because I felt like I couldn't see it. So that's about it. If you have any questions, if you're a parent of somebody with low vision, or you are not and you just have questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I am very happy to answer them. And until next time, bye.
You were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you